So, morning from the 28th day of walking. 28 days walking out of 29. Just that one rest day in Leon, and I'm doing a 20-kilometre one today to Porto Marin. Had a great night's sleep in the best hostel ever last night. I can't wax lyrical enough about how good that place was, and I really recommend people should stay there. Well worth, going that extra few K beyond Sarria. One noticeable thing today already is that there's a lot more people on the road, and that's quite a big difference from the weeks gone by where sometimes you might not see anyone for a while, but it's definitely noticeably busier. There was the most insane thunderstorm last night, perhaps the closest I've ever been to a thunderstorm. I kind of wish I photographed it or filmed a little bit of it, but I didn't want to disturb my fellow bedmates in the dormitory, and I was so shattered as well. I just wanted to sleep, but it was crazy. And the good thing is that that's really taken the sting out of the heat this morning, so it's really cooled things off and it's quite pleasant, although it is only about 20 past 8 a.m. now and I've already had to ditch my jacket. So we're 11 kilometres into today's walk and we've just hit a really, really big milestone. I mean, technically and literally it's a kilometre stone, but we've just passed a stone that said there's only 100 kilometres to go now until we reach Santiago. And that's a big, big moment in this whole Camino. So the countdown begins, 100 kilometres to go and the Camino is over. So that's it, day 28 over and done with, and only 4 more days of walking left to go. Currently in Porto Marin. It took just under 4 hours to get here and that was 19 kilometres. I've had a bit of a walk around and I think for me the most striking part of the town is the big bridge that you cross as you enter. It's a pretty enough little town though. There's a big beer festival happening right in the centre tonight, so there's lots of pop-up craft beer tents and food stalls and live band playing. It's quite a lively place this evening, but I'm so fatigued and tired. There's no way I'm gonna get too immersed in that, and in fact it's only about 10 past 9 at night now and I'm gonna go back to the hostel and get some sleep. The path into Porto Marin today was noticeably busier. There's a lot more people on the route now and it felt a bit congested at times. But that's it, yeah, nothing else to say about today. I haven't even, taken many photos or shot much for this vlog, so it's probably gonna be a bit of a boring one, but yeah, off to bed now. I just feel totally shattered. Good morning from day 29. Day 29, wow. Well, we've left Porto Marin and straight out of town you're into some woodland, which is a really nice way to start the morning. Lovely big old trees again, and because it's slightly raining this morning, these trees are providing a nice little bit of shelter. Crazy night in Porto Marin last night. Their local football team, Porto Marin FC, won promotion to the division above in their last game of the season. So it meant the whole town was in party mood. Add to that beer festival that was happening. Wow, there were drunk people in the streets letting off fireworks, firecrackers. Some of the loudest fireworks I've ever heard, well into the early hours of the morning. And the hostel where we were sleeping in was literally like 2 houses up from one of the main pubs where all the fans were celebrating. and they really were celebrating into the small hours of the morning. So as you can imagine, sleep was quite hard to come by. Anyway, we're going to do 25 kilometers today, I think. We're only 90 away from Santiago now, so we'll see. Don't know where the end destination is yet today, and I'm already slightly out of breath just because I just walked up a very steep incline. Anyway, let's see how today pans out. So we've been walking for 5 hours and 15 minutes now and done 26 kilometers. It's been very, very windy, super overcast, raining at times. Weather hasn't been that fun today. Scenery's been, you know, fine, just lots of rural farmyard locations, the smell of the countryside and little villages. So, you know, no complaints on that front. Thing is, it's just so busy now in terms of people on the road that we've actually just passed through Palas de Rey, which is actually where we thought initially we would spend tonight, but just the sheer number of people are already hanging about in that small town. We've just decided to push on for an extra 3 and a bit kilometers now to the next town ahead. So yeah, that's what we're doing now. No other real update than that. The thing with the extra people on the road now, it's so noticeable and quite jarring as well to go from the beginning 3 weeks to now the last few days, where it's just like a long procession of people on the road, and it takes getting used to. I'm sure we will over the next 2 or 3 days, but it does take getting used to. So stage 29 smashed out of the park. We walked 29 kilometers today in 5.5 hours. Walked about 4k more than we initially intended to, but turned out to be a really, really good decision because we're in a very, very quiet little town called San Julian. And there's nothing here apart from a church and the hostel that we're staying in. But that's okay because we feel like we're due a quiet night, especially after last night's craziness in Porto Moran. The hostel itself, really nice. Got a great menu and a bar and everything you kind of need for a quiet night in the countryside. So we're going to go back now, relax, try and catch up on the sleep that I missed out on last night. Play some dominoes with the usual bunch and yeah, get some rest and get cracking again now, because we've only got 64k now to go until we reach Santiago, and yeah, kind of looking forward to getting this over and done with now.
As always, thank you again for watching. Feel free to drop any Camino questions that you have into the comments section below, and I will do my best to answer them for you as soon as I can. And do hit that subscribe button because it really does motivate me into editing the next video.